So, guys, Angela saw my video, and instead of addressing the very real problems I pointed out, like pseudoscience, cult tactics, and overpriced powder packets, she posted a 4-minute video to vaguely, or is a video? Yeah, she posted a 4-minute video. We'll just say it that way, to vaguely insult me and claim that I need Optavia. And let's be very, very clear. I don't need a $400 a month box of shame and sodium. I need people like Angela to stop calling emotional manipulation coaching. And I need to set the record straight for every person who has ever been gaslit by this exact kind of response. We're going to go line by line, cult call out by cult call out. So buckle up, because this isn't just a clapback. Oh, no, no, no. At this point, it's a public service.
What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good Monday night. Hey, listen, I just wanted to come on here. I just found out I was tagged in a couple of stories on Instagram and found that there's a couple of disgruntled coaches, I guess, that used to be with Optavia and they didn't lose weight or they weren't successful with the company or with the business or whatever. So they're spending their every waking moment going through and combing every coach and every client with Optavia.
What? What do you mean? We've seen this defense before, right? The, oh, you're just bitter defense. That's what she's doing here. This is MLM manipulation 101. Discredit or attempt to discredit the critic instead of addressing the critique. I'm not disgruntled. I'm informed. And I'm not making content because I failed. I'm making content because this system is failing people right now in real time. Good Lord.
Trying to discourage them and trying to say all these things about Optavia, and it's all because they didn't get results themselves. They didn't follow the program, and now they're trying to bash everybody else.
What? First of all, say it with me, everybody. Blaming the customer is not a flex. Blaming the distributor is not a flex. This tactic tells people that if the program doesn't work, oh, it's your fault. Not the fault of a 800 to 1,000 plus calorie plan with zero long-term sustainability. Oh, no, no, no. It couldn't be that. Girl, what?
Bash everybody else. And it reminds me of what is that saying? Um what is the saying that I'm trying to think of? I was thinking about it earlier.
Probably need to eat
Um
something.
where like I can't remember the name of it. Hold on, I got to think about it. Hold on. Oh, it's the saying about if nobody's talking about you, then you're not doing anything, So I actually take it as a compliment that people are trying to sabotage me. They're trying.
First of all, critique is not sabotage. This isn't personal, although I do feel like she tried to make it personal when she made comments about my body. This isn't personal. It's consumer protection. If your first reaction to accountability is calling people the enemy, that's not empowerment, that's cult behavior. That's exactly what that is.
Trying to get me off course. They're trying to say that I'm not helping people and that I'm a scammer and that I'm taking people's money and they're not losing weight. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's really kind of funny to see that. And I know the enemy attacks when you're ready for a breakthrough, but I don't care what these people say about me. I honestly do not care because I got my whole entire life back. I lost 80 pounds in 7 months. I've maintained that for the last 5 years, even through the biggest loss of my life of losing my son. And yeah, I call people out because I know what's on the other side of it. I'm one of those friends that will call you out on your BS because I know that your life is worth more than that alcohol or that donut or whatever you're trying to emotionally feed yourself with instead of actually getting the correct healing that you need to get. So she bashed me for that too, saying that I call my friends out when they're spending money on things that are not getting them there any closer to their goals. And yes, I say that to everybody's face all the time. I have nothing to hide. So
I'm going to pause you right there. I believe what she's referring to is in my previous video that will be linked to this and also included in the playlist below. What I said in that video as she was policing and using the conversation that she says she had with her friend that went to dinner, spent $50, bought, had a meal, a drink, an appetizer or something like that. What I said in the video was, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Because she was upset that the friend wasn't buying Optavia products, but was saying that they spent $50 on a meal out. And I said, what I said. And I still believe that. That's not bashing. That's debunking. That's pointing out the manipulation. So, anyways, let's just be really honest. Shaming somebody for buying a donut or having a drink, which is what I was referring to in that video, this is not coaching. This is called disordered thinking. Coaching requires compassion, credentials, and an actual understanding of nutrition, not a script and a referral link for a multi level marketing company.
They can try to tear me down and they can try to say all of the things, but they cannot take away my results, and they cannot take away the thousands of people who have gained freedom from this program.
Nobody is trying to take away your results, Angela. What I am trying to do is to stop the cycle of guilt, regain, and restriction that so many people go through after joining programs like this. Your anecdote does not make it universal or even ethical.
And continue to thrive in life because they got their health back. So even if only one or two people gain freedom in their life, that is worth it to me. And so I think it's kind of funny that I actually am being picked out of somebody that they can pick on because they see the people that are being helped. They see what is happening and they are so furious and so mad because they quit.
Who's furious? Not me. I think if anybody's mad, it's probably you, but we'll get into that here in a second. I don't understand this take. I could debunk any video and there's always going to be somebody in that company that's like, you're just mad. Really? Where? Is the mad in the room with us now? No? It makes no sense.
They left their checks on the table. They didn't get the program. They didn't follow the program, so they probably gained all their weight back.
They probably gained all the weight back. This part made my skin crawl. When I first saw this, it made my skin crawl. Publicly speculating that people gained all the weight back because they quit is absolutely disgusting and cruel. But it's also strategic from these Optavia coaches. This is how they manipulate people into coming back, by preying on your shame, by pointing to your body and saying, see, you should have stayed on program, which, by the way, that's what they call it, staying on program, as if that doesn't sound like a cult. But let's talk about what's actually happening here. Of course, within my scope as a certified personal trainer, that's important to me. I'm going to mention that all the time. Many people following Optavia are eating anywhere from 800 to 1,000 calories a day, less than what most toddlers eat in a day. And when they leave the program and they start eating like actual adults again, yeah, their bodies gain weight, not because they failed, but because they were in a chronic, extreme deficit that was never sustainable in the first place. Physiologically, your metabolism adapts during prolonged restriction. You burn less energy, your hunger hormones change, and when you reintroduce a normal intake, your body hangs on to it because it's been in this survival mode for however long. That's not failure, that's biology. What is failure? Selling somebody that starvation is the solution and then blaming them for being hungry when it's over. And speaking of weight regain, in that first video, not this one, but again, it's linked in the video description and it's also linked somewhere here on the YouTube-y things. Angela herself says here that she lost 80 pounds in 7 months, maintained it, and also says in the previous video she lost 100 pounds twice in her life. So let me ask you guys a question, and specifically for Angela, if this program works so perfectly, why have you had to do it 3 different times? This isn't me taking a cheap shot. This is me holding her to her very own standard. This is me standing in front of her with a mirror going, explain this. If everybody who regained their weight is a quitter, then what does that make you, Angela? Because from where I'm standing, that sounds like the pot calling the kettle black. A little weird.
Definitely the person that was talking crap about me definitely needs Optavia.
I'm sorry, what? What'd you say?
Definitely the person that was talking crap about me definitely needs Optavia.
And then, without naming me, because they never do that, she says that the woman talking crap clearly needs Optavia. Let's pause for a moment because I know what you're feeling. This is where the projection is loud, and I mean screaming at the top of its lungs, because what she's really saying here is, oh, I don't have a valid rebuttal, so instead I'm going to attack your body instead. That's not a counterpoint. That's not coaching. That's the last resort of someone who knows they've already lost the argument. And let's make something crystal clear. I do not need Optavia. Nobody needs Optavia. What I need is for people like Angela to stop assigning weight loss to some kind of self-worth and powdered snacks with proof that you're doing something right. I fuel my body intentionally. I lift heavy. I coach clients from an evidence-based lens that doesn't rely on restriction, trauma marketing, or guilt tripping somebody over donuts. And the fact that she thinks the best insult she can come up with is, well, she clearly needs Optavia, is wild. Considering she's lost 100 pounds multiple times, according to her in the previous video. She's been on and off this program like a revolving door, but somehow I'm the one who needs it? Nah. I don't think that's how this works. In fact, that's not how any of this works. Angela, if this program worked the way that you say it does, you wouldn't have had to restart it 2 or 3 times. So what exactly are you selling? Because it sounds like it's not transformation. It just sounds like repetition with a payment plan. And here's the truth. This is what I think you really saw. You saw someone you couldn't control. You saw someone who isn't afraid of your downline, your upline, dug into your wood, your God talk, although I do appreciate that you're saying all this stuff with a smile on your face and your cross, or your before and after story. Someone who understands what coaching actually means. That's me, right? And your only defense you have is to deflect, project, and block. And look, I get it. That used to work for you. But you're not talking to somebody who's scared to lose her rank. You're not talking to someone worried about hurting your feelings. You're talking to somebody with a camera, credentials, and facts. So if you're looking for someone to back down, I'm not the one, and I'm definitely not the two. I'm the one who just made you very uncomfortable using your own words and reflecting them back to you. Let's see what else she has to say.
But you guys, my heart is pure. I love this company. I will go to bat for this company because they've changed my life. They saved my life and my family's life too. Like I got my aunt got her life back because she did this program. So many other women and men have got their lives back because they did this program. And I'm so proud of the ones that push through all of the BS and everybody else trying to throw them off course, because that's what the enemy does. When you go to change your life, he's going to throw you off course and
Oh my God, you're so oppressed. Stop it.
throw the stupid people in your life that are going to try to get you off course.
The stupid people, huh? She's trying to act like she's a kind human, but the words that are coming out of her mouth show that she's not a kind human.
But me and all of my clients know that this program works. It works amazing. Their lives are being changed. They're getting their emotional eating under control, and they're starting to have mindset shifts. So they can talk all they want. Bring it on, because I know who's got me. God's got me.
All right, so that was that. Also, just so that we're clear, Angela Hall never said my name because they never do. That's how it always goes with these MLM coaches. They'll vaguely say someone was talking crap or some disgruntled ex-distributor or ex-coach or whatever, while practically describing you in detail, or the words that you said, saying those words and not giving you credit because they don't want that, because then their downline will see it. But then they block you so you can't respond, which, by the way, yeah, you guessed it. She blocked me. Not very queen bee behavior, considering that's literally in her handle, by the way. But I get it. It's easier to play victim when the people holding you accountable aren't allowed in the room, right, Angela? I guess I'll just say it here on camera with my face in it. If you're going to vaguely insult people while hiding behind cult scripts and Bible verses, at least own it. I'm not hiding. I'm standing 10 toes down with my certifications, my platform, and a whole lot of receipts. And by the way, if you made it this far and you want early access to videos just like this, amongst many other things, you might want to consider joining the channel as a member and getting the tea, the facts, the fun, behind the scenes stuff all before it drops. And if you're just discovering this mess for the first time, I've got full playlists breaking down Optavia's nutrition claims, coaching model, and compensation plan. They're linked in the video description right here below. Go deep, go wide, and stay informed. That's my suggestion. One more thing. To the people watching quietly, before I go, I want to speak to the people that are going to be watching this in secret. I know you're out there. You probably got nervous me just saying that, because that's what cults do to their people. I know this video is going to get sent around in group chats, sideline DMs, and private coaching circles. And I love that. I know some of you watching right now are on Angela's team or you're in her downline. Some of you may even be her customers. And now you're watching her call me bitter, jealous, fat, or the enemy because I pointed out the cracks in the system. You don't have to respond to this video. In fact, I suggest that you don't. I know how these cults operate. You don't even have to like it. I get it. But I do hope that you think about the fact that your coach, your mentor, is being coached by people like Tia and Doug Wood. Now, Tia just admitted publicly that she's been microdosing a GLP-1 medication since 2022, while spending the last 2 years implying that it was Optavia that gave her those results. That's Angela's upline, Doug and Tia Wood. And Angela, if you're okay with that, if you still think that that's leadership worth defending, then you've stopped serving people and started protecting your paycheck a long time ago. When they tell you just trust the system, but the people running the system are injecting a medication and calling it mindset, you're allowed to walk away. You're allowed to ask questions. In fact, you should ask questions. Ask them why they sell $400 a month for food while mocking people for not being able to afford eggs. Ask why they love to preach God first while body shaming women behind their backs. Ask them how many times someone can lose the same 100 pounds and still call it a transformation. Because I'm not the one who's hiding. I'm here with a camera, with credentials, always with the receipts and the scientific evidence. And the next time someone calls me bitter for telling the truth, remind them I'm not the one or the two. I'm the person who pulled back the curtain and gave their entire downline permission to question everything. Now, if this video brought some clarity, some validation, or even just a little fire in your chest, make sure you hit the like button. It helps more people find it, and they're going to find this one. And if you want to stay plugged into this kind of breakdown, MLM truth, fitness facts, and receipts that actually cite sources, go ahead and subscribe. Would love to have you here. Check out the playlist below for deeper dives, and if you want early access to videos like this, consider becoming a channel member. You'll get them before everybody else, along with many other things. Thanks for being here. Thanks for thinking critically. And thanks for not letting powdered fuelings and guilt trips define your worth. And Angela, thanks for putting that video out. Looking forward to more of your content. And I hope this helps. Have the day you deserve.